come and waste your time.
So to segue into our next topic, yay! this kind of came to like fruition to me here lately. I had a real good sit down talk with my dad, and a lot of my life has been the kind of the backbone of it. I'm talking about like the things that I wear, the music that I listen to, has originated a lot from him, and so I'm not necessarily saying that he was like an idol to me or anything like that, but to an extent, he rubbed off on me, and um, which he is. He's so my idol, but he was explaining this man to me, and he's like, he got me to wear like a lot of dark earth toned things, and I'm kind of looking. I'm like, yeah, I kind of do the same thing. I wear a little bit more black, but a lot of darker tone things. And he's like, the music I listen to, I like a lot of blues and any kind of variation of that. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of it. And he's got this music playing in the background, which I've heard it so many times, but I didn't know who it was. And he's like, Eric Clapton was a lot of my life. And I was like, you know what? That's where my stuff came from. I mean, like the way that I hold myself and the way that I interact with people, and a lot of that stuff was originated from some dude back in the 70s.
Right.
So
Nice.
what about you guys? Do you guys have any idols or figures that kind of influenced you?
I don't think that off the top of my head I can't really think of a specific person. I guess I can talk about like some of the things that I did in my life that sort of influenced maybe like my style, I suppose. Like I was in a band for a long time, and that's definitely where my style came from. And even though probably outdated, is still where my style is. But yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a you and Joe topic. I don't really think that there's a specific person that I can think of that's really influenced my life. Really.
I'll be right back. I have to pee. Sorry.
Okay.
do 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 do.
Dude, it'd be great if you finished it. And he did come back. All right, I'm back. Oh, hey, perfect time.
I was going to, but there might be copyright issues.
Yeah, probably.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
Undisclosed show sues undisclosed podcast.
Yeah.
For undisclosed reason.
Undisclosed reasons, yeah. And then it leaks 2 seconds after that article comes out, the real reason why we were hit with copyright. Like,
he hummed a theme, and
yeah, because that's how things happen in this world. Yeah.
Everybody go ahead and go to the lobby and get yourself a treat.
Some popcorn, something to drink, yeah. Like the stage crew are setting up scene 2 real quick.
And they went ahead and clicked skip ad. We're back.
Nice. If you would have heard what Joe and I were talking about, it was great. That fit perfectly.
It did. So, okay. That's a big question to me anyway. I feel like there was a lot of influence at a lot of different stages. I'm definitely a different person, say 20 years ago. Like when you're a teenager, you're influenced by different things than what you are when you're in a music used to be a huge influence. Just like John, I was in bands. Me and John were in the same band, a couple different.
And possibly a third.
Travis is trying real hard for that.
Yes. The Wasting Time Quartet.
Yes.
We just need to get a fourth.
Let's say to make quartet, you need a fourth.
I mean, if it's in the band name, I could, but
Cammy and the Boys.
There we go.
Cammy and the Boys. Yeah.
I just
yeah,
picture it as
perfect.
like an old like soul band where we're the backup, where it's like reverse roles, where it's her singing lead and we're the backup singers. Like
It's a
Well,
quiet
no, like,
album.
we don't do like we just play the instruments and she does the singing, but it's all subjective, man. The lyrics are whatever you want them to be.
I say like
Like when
we're an
people say-
instrumental band, but there's always a girl in the pictures with all over the promos, and they're like, "Wait, what does she do?"
No, and even
Oh,
in the
she's the
music video,
vocalist, don't
she's-
you know?
Yeah, she's gonna have a microphone in front of her. She's gonna be standing in front of a microphone.
And every now and again you hear. Then we gotta go pick her back up.
Put her back on her stand.
Exactly. But music, when I was a teenager, you know, I listened to metal, new metal specifically, Slipknot, Mudvayne, those types of bands. Marilyn Manson was a big one. Korn. So I tended to dress like a gothic little freak kid, new metal kid, you know, the black nail polish, the pantyhose on the arms, the great big trip pants with chains all over them, and straps, band shirts. I own one band shirt because a buddy got it for me for a couple years, and it's the only band shirt that I own or have owned for the last 10 years. So music isn't a huge part of my life anymore. I still love music. I still listen to it daily, but not like I used to. So when I was younger, Corey Taylor, huge influence on me musically, style wise. You know, now that I'm older, you would think that I idolize Dan Harmon, co-creator of Rick and Morty, you know, pretty much dressed the same. I'm just a big nerd. Once I became a dad, the music thing kind of went away, and now I feel like I'm more of a childish sitcom dad.
That's
You
a good
know.
title. Yeah.
Yeah, like I watch.
That's
goofy
gonna
stuff.
be an option when you go search for wasting time merch. Childish sitcom dad.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. I say the funny. I react to what the kids say. I say the funny reaction stuff to them. That, you know, bad dad jokes and
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be my line of clothing. The one guy without a kid whose clothes are nothing but bad dad jokes.
yeah, yeah. So in my younger years, yeah, I was definitely by like people. You know, like my style was whatever genre of music I was listening to. I still like metal. I still like new metal, but I also listen to a lot of different stuff now. Like the Dirty Heads. Love that band. Great band. I listen to them a lot. Imagine Dragons. Listen to them a lot. 21 Pilots. But I also still throw down to Slipknot and Korn. Tool, even though I'm slightly disappointed in their new outing. We can talk more about that because that was kind of a little bit of a let.
I beg to differ.
Like I said,
Yeah.
to me,
I've only
personally,
heard one song, so I can't say anything, definitive on it yet. But this
Right.
one song I heard definitely sound. It's Tool. You will know it's Tool instantly, and throughout the entirety of the song, you will know it's Tool. So yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
say because I've not listened to the rest of the album. But
I almost feel like they were trolling people with that one because when they first released it, it was an 11-minute long song. You know, no radio station's playing an 11-minute long song. So I almost feel like the people who have been clamoring for a new Tool album for so long, they're like, okay, you want some Tool? There you go. Have all the Tool.
yeah, well they got
It-
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was more of like an end game kind of thing.
Or it's
because
supposed to be
a
like a
lot-
masterpiece. Kinda.
Yeah, with
Okay.
with that and their hidden agendas. I mean, oh shit, what's the name of their album?
the new one I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on, let me look it up because it's gonna blow your guys' mind what it actually means.
Will it? That's assuming
Yes.
my reaction, sir. I'm offended.
Did you just assume how I would feel? It'd be funny if they just made it self-titled. Tool.
Tool. It's a Pleistocene. Yeah, because it's always a grammar lesson with them for sure. It's always an English lesson with the Tool. They're always coming up with these crazy words. That's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
If I put in the new Tool in Google, the very first thing that pops up is the new Tool album. Isn't that good? The internet agrees with me. They were disappointed.
It's their new song. I can't. It's pissing me off that I can't find the
Name of the album.
The song "Fear Inoculum."
so Fear Inoculum. As soon as I put it in their single, Fear Inoculum. So do you know what inoculum means?
Negative.
So it means so to inoculate something or something like that, it's to inject a serum. So for like your flu shot, for a vaccine, the inoculum is the thing that carries all the sugars and the all the dead flu cells and all that good stuff. So essentially what that song means is fear serum.
Right.
So if you listen to the song, you're going to hear stuff like about what the government's doing nowadays and how mainstream media is putting that into us. They're inserting us with a fear serum.
Sounds like classic mannered.
Tool.
Yeah, lyric wise.
Right. I mean, message aside, I never really know what any talk like. Maynard's too deep for me. Like that dude's on another fucking planet.
Yeah, that's just if you honestly get that stuff, that's why it's so. I love it. I love even in the Fear Inoculum, even in the song, how it goes from, this beat, and then it goes from fourths, then it goes from 5/7s, then it goes to 3/8, and it goes from all these different tempos and beats, but they all fuse into one song, and the way that they do it, it doesn't make sense. Like if you sit there with a metronome, it's not going to make sense, but it makes sense. When they call it Tool tempo, that's because it is Tool tempo. They've made their own shit up, and that's all that song is.
Yeah.
See, I would never argue their talent or any of that. And that's the new album, the new song. I haven't heard the whole album. Single. I was disappointed. I was a little let down because I don't know. It seems like every time there's always like a 10-year break in between albums with Tool. It seems like anyway. But I remember when Lateralis came out, and that their first single, Schism, sounded so Tool, but so different from anything you had heard before. And the same from Anima. When you first heard the title track from Anima, or they started calling it track 4 because for some reason the name Stinkfist is offensive. But that song, I believe that was actually their first single off of Anima, and then the track Anima came later. But that album was different than Opiate, or Undertow. But they grew, they changed, they tried new stuff every time they released a new album. It still sounded like Tool, but it sounded like Tool matured. And what I heard with this new track just sounded like the same Tool that we've known for, the last 20 years. Like I didn't really hear a lot of stuff. It kind of feels like stuff that they already had written for the last 13 years. They just waited 13 years to release it.
All right.
Like it didn't seem like they tried a whole lot of new stuff. Again, this is just based off of the one song that I've heard. I do need to listen to the whole rest of the album before I give a full critique on it. But what I'm hearing so far does not excite me to listen to the whole rest of the album because I feel like I've already heard it because of the catalog.
Right.
You know?
And it's
Like,
all subjective, of course, but
right. You know, I try to be. I'm trying to be fair because I really haven't given them a full try on the new album. So I'm
yeah,
not saying that this is my definitive opinion. Just as of right now, it's hard for me to want to listen to more.
it could be one of those things too where it's like, why change something that was already good, I've always liked Tool, and it's still Tool.
Yeah.
So, like, I saw that argument the other day, getting off the music, but it's the same, subject, is like with Borderlands 3 that released. It had been years and years since the last one, and it's really just the same old Borderlands as the old ones, So you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, because you're gonna be that person that's like, well, it's the same thing. They haven't really, innovated on it, so I don't really care for it that much. Or you're gonna love it because you like the old stuff. I feel like that's how the new Tool album is as well.
There definitely has not been as 2 and Borderlands 3 as the last Tool album. Like, there have been like 3 presidential elections since the last Tool album.
Right, but
the country has literally gone through countless changes since the last Tool album. It was literally at a different era.
Yeah, it has been a long time. But I mean, it's still the same concept.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to let go and just go at it with fresh eyes, or fresh ears, rather.
Yeah, I do need to listen to the rest of it.
Yeah, I think it's an album to where they're like, you know what? Whether people like it or not, they're still filthy fucking rich, and
right, yeah,
true.
Hey, we're just gonna make an album that we want to make, guys.
Essentially,
Well,
yeah. There's nothing wrong with that either.
It's kind of just sounds like them jamming out, anyways.
I mean, have you ever seen Tool live?
Their video.
I actually got to go to a Tool show. This was back in 06, and they came to Fort Wayne Coliseum, and a buddy, one of my buddies up in Fort Wayne actually bought me a ticket, and we went, and it was a cool time. Got to see Tool, but their stage presence is weird. Like, they treat it like they are just jamming in the garage when they're on stage. They actually took a set break and just hung out on the stage, sitting down, retuning, eating a banana. Yeah, just chilling on stage for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, the bass player went and sat down on the edge of the stage, just wiping down his bass and checking his strings, and it was weird. It was like in a Coliseum with a huge band, but it was kind of like just witnessing them play in their practice space. Maynard was wearing an orange hoodie with a straw cowboy hat. Like, maybe he was putting that on just because he was in Indiana, like, because I've totally seen people wearing that exact same outfit just out and about, at the gas station.
I feel like that's something he would wear anyways. But
yeah, because he's one of those.
I don't know. I don't think I would mind seeing a band do that, like where they just look like they were having band practice. I think that'd be a cool experience.
I don't know. A legendary band like Tool, like, you look at some of their live shows, you look at pictures of Maynard. Like, okay, you were like me, and a lot of kids our age probably did the same thing, where they would cut up their music magazines and put the pictures on the walls. My walls were caked with pictures of bands and band members that I loved growing up, and I had a lot of Maynard up because I was a big Tool fan when I was a teenager, and there were so many awesome pictures of him and some of his gimmicky stuff. Like, I remember in the Anima era where he would paint his entire body, one half white, the other half blue, and he would be on stage holding 2 microphones, one in each hand, and would use both of them during the performance. Like, that was the Maynard I wanted to see. I wanted to see the theatrical Tool. I did not want to see chilling on stage, hanging out like they're just practicing. You know, like that was a letdown to me too. The music was cool. They sounded amazing. Super tight live. Maynard sounds exactly like he does on the album. Their timing is perfect, just like on the album. Like, they are a great sounding band live. But when I saw them, they're kind of boring. Their laser show was more interesting than what they were. And they did have a pretty awesome laser show. Like, I'd never actually seen one of those before live, and I was pretty blew back at that. There's even a point where they had the singer of the opening band come out on stage and just play rock, paper, scissors with Maynard during solo. Like, it was such a weird experience getting to see Tool. Like, I don't know, I guess, I mean, if anything, it gave me a story to tell. Like, yeah, I actually got to see.
Yeah.
You know, like,
That's another way to look at it too, is like, it was an experience that you had and you have stories from that experience. Maybe that's just their goal.
True, very true. And Maynard, like I said, he could have just been wearing that outfit to make fun of the area he was performing in. You know, like, whatever the next night, whatever town he was in, something that was stereotypical to that town. But yeah, I was like, what? Why is he wearing a bright orange hoodie? You going hunting later? But yeah, anyway. Moral of the story is I got to give Tool another chance.
Right.
And Travis loves him.
I do.
Yeah, Tool's a good band. And on that note, I think we'll end it because I feel like Discord's starting to misbehave again.
Yeah, starting to get there.
Yeah.
It's been
it is.
doing lovely all day.
Well, it has been another lovely time. I always look forward to wasting my time and yours and Travis's and all the people who listen.
Fuck you, John.
I say fuck me, though.
No, I said you. You were the first one I said.
Oh, you
you
cut out then.
Damn you, Discord.
Right, well, got you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But
You
no,
didn't pay
fuck
your
you.
dues.
No, seriously, though. I said fuck you.
Good times.
Yes. Yeah,
But
to
join
reiterate
us
what Joe
again.
said, yeah.
Yeah, join us again next week where we're going to talk about.
Exactly.
I didn't actually cut out there. I was just waiting for your guys'.
Okay.
Got him.
Perfect. That sums up. Yeah, that pretty much sums us up. Yeah. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell notification.
Put a crack
You don't
in
have
it.
to hit it. I mean,
Oh my god.
don't be mean to the bell. Be nice to the bell. Try just, caressing it a little. Caress that bell.
Make love to that bell.
Yeah.
Cassie, that does not mean to lick the bell.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
She's gonna lick her phone, I'm telling you.
All right, on. But yeah, everybody have a lovely night. Thanks for stopping by.
Sweet dreams.
Good night and good luck.